So very nice tactics. I want to go back to the moment where all these tactics started. So this h6 was a very nice move to give himself this bishop h6 idea. And as soon as he took, Anand, who is very, very strong tactician, didn't hesitate here. Okay, welcome everyone to a 2 o'clock Sunday kids class, the more advanced class. So we have some really good players here, high-ranked players we have. So we're going to look at this game played between Viswanathan Anand, 5-time world champion, and against French Grandmaster Joël Lothier. And this game is played a long time ago in 1997, but I just found this game and it's very interesting, and I like the tactics in this game, okay? So I think this will be very nice for you to do the tactics so you can learn, okay? White plays e4, black plays d5. Okay, and now we have, which opening we have here? No, Scandinavian center counter, yeah? So if he plays knight f6, that will be Scandinavian defense. So d5 is also played, and now he takes back with the queen. It looks like not a very good idea because you're going to get chased, but this way now white doesn't have that much control of the center, okay? There is not so much control of the center here. So queen a5, d4. White plays d4, he got the knight out, and now he's getting the control of the center. Knight f6 played. Again, world champion Anand is white, and he's playing a very top grandmaster Joël Lothier. Knight f3, c6. Idea of c6 is to control the d5 square, and if needed, queen can always retreat on c7 to a solid square. Bishop c4. And now he plays bishop f5, activating his bishop. Activating the bishop and putting pressure on c2. Now, white immediately jumps into the offense here with the move knight e5. Knight is very active on e5 and threatening to take on f7. So the threat is bishop takes f7, so black plays e6. Just to defend against that threat, very natural move. And now Anand plays g4. Very, very aggressive, attacking the light square bishop. Black goes bishop g6. White continues with h4. Now pawn is on h4. The ideas are h5, attacking the bishop. As you can see, very, very aggressive play by Anand. Black develops, knight bd7 now. He's just trying to complete his development. Okay? And also try to move this strong knight from e5. Knight takes d7. Now black takes back with the knight, because you don't want to take back with the king, because if you take back with the king now, your king is going to be in the middle of the board. So it's not a good situation, not a good situation for the king to be in. Okay? So knight takes d7. Now, white plays h5. Very direct, attacking that bishop. And now there's only one move to avoid losing the bishop. Which move is it that can avoid losing the bishop? Please raise your hand if you have the move. That if you see the move that avoids losing the bishop. Yes?
Bishop
Bishop e4, correct. Because I cannot take back because of the pin. See? Otherwise, I would just take the bishop. So it's a pin. I'm being pinned now to my king. So that's why bishop e4 is the only move. And also, what is bishop e4 now doing? What is the bishop e4 threatening?
Attacking the rook.
Thank you. Threatening to take the rook. Okay? So he goes rook h3. Now white goes bishop to g2. Attacking this bishop again. Attacking the rook again. We see a very unusual transfer of the rook here. You don't see it too often now. Rook to e3. Bringing the rook to the center. Knight b6. Moving the knight on b6 and now attacking the bishop. Bishop d3. Knight d5. Okay, I'm not sure if this knight d5 was the very best move. This could be the start of the problem. Start of the problem for him because this bishop gets a little bit stuck on g2. So perhaps there were other alternatives here, bishop d6 or something. So he goes knight d5. Now Anand plays f3. Unexpectedly. His rook is under attack, but he plays f3. He says, take my rook. I'm not afraid. I take back, and then I go king f2, and I trap the bishop. Take my rook. So he goes here. Attacking the pawn, the knight on c3. King f2. Activating the king and threatening to take the bishop. Bishop c3. Pawn takes c3. Queen c3. And now rook is threatening to queen is threatening to take the rook. So black has to play rook b1. Yes?
If I play bishop d2, can I play bishop?
You can play bishop d2, but if you play bishop d2, I can just take on d4. And your rook is still trapped here. He likes rook b1 because it allows him to take on b7. Okay? He can threaten rook b7. So he goes here. Queen d4. And now again, if we take here, he's going to go knight e3. So that doesn't quite work. Rook b7. Getting a very active rook on a 7th rank. Okay? And now if black makes a mistake here, plays short castle, do you see how white can win the game here? Michael? Yes. Bishop takes h7, discovery check, that wins the queen. Okay? And you win the queen, you're going to win this game. So he played rook d8, bring the rook into the game. It's still not so clear here. It's not like, oh, white is winning here. No, it's not so simple yet. No, because you cannot take on g2 because then he plays knight e3 check, taking your queen. If you take, queen takes, and next move black will just castle. Nice position. So black will be just ahead here. So he plays h6, trying to create weaknesses. Try to weaken the position, and you're going to see this move is going to turn out to be very, very useful. His opponent took. Yeah, if you play g6, then it's just unpleasant. This is such a strong pawn wedge here. Wedge pawn. So you don't want to allow the pawn, so he took. And now the idea here to see. It's quite possible black missed the white's move here. It's very, very possible he missed it. White to play. Do you see this tactical idea here? Yes? Bishop g6, and if he takes the queen, now you're down a queen. So you have to have a mate to justify this. If you take with the bishop, I have king f8. Sorry, check here. Nah, it's very close, but it's not something clear, much more clear you have. Yes?
I think rook e6.
Yes. Look at that tactic. Check. He cannot take, yeah, with the check, so he has to go here.
Bishop h6.
Check.
And bishop f7.
Mate. Because the rook is protecting the bishop. Okay? Because the rook is protecting the bishop. And if he plays knight e7, you take check. Check. And mate. And he cannot go anywhere. He cannot go to g7. He cannot go to f8. He cannot go anywhere. So he went knight e7. And now we cannot use our rook because we're pinned. Now what did he play here? Michael? Correct. Which move? Bishop d2, I have a check. Play rook d3. I think rook e6 is probably winning as well. Okay? But he might be able to castle there, or something. But this is simpler because now attacks the rook. If you take, bishop takes. There is also threat of rook b8. So it's like, yeah, you can do all the crazy tactics, or you can just play a quiet move and win without calculating any of the tactics, which is this. He went back. Come back, bishop d3. And his opponent had to resign here because the whole position is weakened. The bishop is trapped. Cannot go anywhere. If he goes here, you have king g3. Bishop g2 takes. Bishop here takes. So he really cannot do anything here. Bishop d3, and he lost again. So very nice tactics. I want to go back to the moment where all these tactics started. So this h6 was a very nice move to give himself this bishop h6 idea. And as soon as he took, Anand, who is very, very strong tactician, didn't hesitate here to find ideas. So again, how did we start? How did we start this combination? Michael. He takes bishop d3. Yeah, he went. Yeah, again, don't get involved with the complicated ideas to calculate rook takes, because he has castles. So just go here. He goes back. Bishop back. Now bishop is trapped. If you go bishop h3, now what is the move? Yes? Excellent move. Trapping that bishop, okay? Winning that bishop is very, very important, okay? Because now bishop cannot go to g2, I take, cannot go to f1, I take, so the bishop is simply going to be trapped, okay? And now it cannot do anything. Got it? Again, this whole idea wouldn't have worked if he didn't play the move h6, okay? If he didn't have played the move h6, this idea wouldn't have worked. By playing h6, this idea works now, okay? Now, let's do a couple of more tactics, okay? Before you start the games, okay? So I'm going to set up one position for you. This is... this particular one is played by world champion Mikhail Tal. So he plays attacking style, lots of sacrifices, that kind of chess, okay? So in this position, he is playing black. And this is an endgame, so there's not going to be too many sacrifices or anything. So Palma de Mallorca. And he's playing against... Got to look at his name of his opponent. He is playing Medina Paul. Black to play and win. If you have it, please raise your hand when you have it. Yeah, yes. King d1? King takes? This is d1. That's sacrificing your queen. Yeah, but well, not that. Sorry, that was bad. Yeah. Well, what am I doing? I just take. H1 is guarded. You can't just promote it, That queen is a problem, okay? Yes? Excellent thinking, yes. The queen is very strong. When an opponent has a very strong piece, what do? Take it. Take it. Eliminate that piece, okay? Yeah. But it's very concrete here. Now, how can you try to promote that pawn? If you push the pawn, he catch you. If you push the pawn, he catch you. What do you do here?
You promote the pawn that's protecting your king at G7.
G5?
Yeah.
Takes. He takes. To play G4. But then he takes, no?
Well, yeah, but
he takes with this. Michael, look at that move, guys. Knight E3 says take my knight. But if he takes the knight, he goes further away from the pawn. And if he takes the knight, what do, Michael? And he cannot catch you with the king. If he doesn't want to take the knight, let's say, I don't want that knight. He tries to run back to catch it. H2. Queen it.
Oh, yeah. He can only
Got it? H1 queen. Now if he takes, promote into a queen. No, queen. Because otherwise you won't be able to win. So let's do it again. We take, and we go knight e3. Played by Mikhail Tal. Okay? Now, we're going to do one more tactic before we start the games, okay? White to play and win. Just think a little bit, don't rush. It's not like immediately to checkmate. You're gonna need to find a difficult move too. Yes?
Bishop take h7.
Correct.
Rook h3.
Correct. Don't rush now. Don't rush now.
Queen h5.
F6. No. Not so easy. I play f6. And if you check me, I escape on f7. This is the idea, but something needs to be done first, okay? Something needs to be done first, okay? Which move needs to be done first to make this idea work? Yes?
Queen h8. I mean, no, not queen. Rook.
King takes.
Queen h1.
King g8. Yes?
Queen goes to e5.
e5.
It's a possibility, but it wouldn't threaten anything immediately. Something that will attack something. You need a move that attacks something. Yes?
Knight f5.
Fantastic, yes. Knight f5. Now you have a piece into the game. He cannot take it because you can take the queen. Okay? So he has to go here. Yes.
Queen f2.
But then he can take the knight.
And then that queen go f5. Protect the queen.
No, but I can use my pawn. Take. So you wanna use your queen? Yes, it's a queen move here, but where? Where? To threaten a mate. To threaten a mate. Yes. Queen h5. Look at that now, threatening a mate on a back rank. If he goes f6, I go knight e7. So he has to take. Not yet, not yet.
No.
Look at the knight.
Knight e7.
Check. He goes here. Look at that mating net now. Look at that mating net. And you cannot do anything. That is your mating net that you're going to do it with, okay? So attack. Go here. Check. And checkmate. Check. And checkmate. Check and checkmate, okay?
What if the black queen go d8? Like
Queen d8. Yeah, the knight. The difference now, I have my knight in, you know, so I can probably sack, check, check, checkmate. That's checkmate, yeah. All right. So yeah, this is very interesting. You sacrifice, you check, and then you don't go with the queen right away. You go with the queen right away. He has f6. Guys, this is what most people would do, and then after f6, suddenly there is an escape square. So it wouldn't work. Okay? So that's why we play this, this, and it's a really nice idea. Check and mate. Okay, great job, guys.